Hello guys, good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. Today the video will be a little bit different. I'm going to provide a little bit of gameplay down here, but the video will not be focused on the gameplay. The video actually will be focused on let me see, let me do some mad games. In the video we'll be talking about something that is becoming really concerning, but not only for World of Tanks, that lots of other YouTubers made very good content in it. One big example, of course, is Camps, but even others, Klaus also, Kaizo, the other decent, very good video about it. They made videos that probably will be more specific towards World of Tanks, and they're very interesting. I really I know my channel is small, but they videos are made really good, and I suggest you to watch them. They go in deep detail on this problem, mainly on World of Tanks. The thing though is this problem is not only on World of Tanks now. This problem is even also on basically all wargaming. What I mean with all wargaming, greediness and exploiting exploiting players has become such a common thing for wargaming that now that they are doing it on other games also. One of them is blitz. What do I mean with exploiting? Exploiting, I mean that World of Tanks is World of Tank Blitz, and World of Warship. World of Warship, though I'm not going to cover it because I'm not really a big player there, so I'm not going to cover it. They're getting exploited by Wargaming to finance other projects, from what we saw, and to actually steal money for the player to probably finance themselves. I don't know, managers probably want a bigger cut, and they're ruining the games. When we were ruining the games, the game became so much more aggressive in the monetization, and it became so aggressive in such a point that on Blitz, for example, they released like 3-4 tanks, each one with lots of money, lots of money in it, like more than 100 for each tank. The FE Defender Tiger Mouse was 200, and the Type 68 I'm not going to talk about because it's even more. And lots of crates. You will see Attack was released on crates. Crates on World of Tanks and World of Tanks Blitz became a way bigger problem because the spamming crates became common like 2-3 years ago with the release of the Bisonte, the first tank, and I will let you see what I mean with the crate spam. This stuff, for example, 65,000 gold to get a guaranteed tank. It became the crate spam became really a lot, and each new premium tank 95% gets released like this, and they basically release only premium tanks because nowadays it's way harder to see a tank new premium that is not released with crates. I talk tier 8 tier 10s, and this is one of the problems, that they monetize the game so much, but they don't invest in the game. They invest other ways, not on World of Tanks, not on Blitz, and not on World of Warships, because the content are still the same. The content doesn't change. The only thing that changes is them releasing new premium tanks, and they don't even release game modes. Don't even release. Don't fix the game. don't do anything. Yeah, I'm going to die. Wow. See? He rammed me, and the game didn't even notice that. Because when you ram, you should be like, it shouldn't lose. It should lose the invisibility ability. Even here, look, again, keeps missing. You detect trees. On World of Tanks, was released just one tech tree tank. On Blitz, just one tech tree tank. The RHM. And how many premiums? Premiums, at least 4 premium tanks in the last month. All in crates. Another thing that they're not improving a lot here is the clans. The clans here are even worse compared to World of Tanks, because I let you see what the absolutely garbage the clans are here. Useless, no content for like 10 years, and they still didn't make anything for the clans. And from counting that, they released 4 premium tanks in the last month, over 100 euros each. Over 100 euros each. Not only that, not only these problems, the game has bugs, lots of bugs, and the game has lots of bugs, and they are not fixing them. Like, absolutely doesn't care about the game bugs. One bug is when you promote someone, the when you promote someone, all the players know, even the ones that are not promoted, they still didn't fix it. Or another thing that I will show you in the clan is we don't have intermediate roles, so I cannot give a role that is not higher than dep lower than deputy, that can have some stuff to do, for example, accepting people, making clan messages, and lots of other stuff that World of Tanks already has. For example, the clan missions are kinda raw. They are not updated. Clan tanks, for example, they are not updated. Even the models of the tanks, the new tanks, they are kinda similar to the Tech 3 ones. I'll let you show it later. And even if they implement new tanks, these new tanks are copy and paste from World of Tanks. They don't even take a bit of, innovation to implement a new tank that is not already implemented on World of Tanks. Not even that. They are not pouring in the money here. They really aren't. And another thing that, yeah, the tanks. Let's talk about the tanks. Innovation of the tanks, zero, because all the tanks now became hull down meta tanks, or like some sort of crazy damage output tanks. They're not very interesting anymore. I noticed this also when there is the Halloween event. In the Halloween event, tanks are not Halloween, they're not unique anymore. And lots of tanks are like weird teams that doesn't have to do anything about Halloween. They just have big tanks just to sell them. And lots of these tanks, like Soul Eater, that I reviewed, was sold again for crates. Yeah, the Lightbringer wasn't, but because this is a common event on Blitz, and they tried to not make this, but they failed because Pharaoh was one of these that you had to gamble basically to get it. I mean, not really a gamble, but very similar to a gamble. Also, they stopped making the tier 5s. That remember there were tier 5 tanks when they made the Halloween events. Now let you see what I mean with the clan war, with the clan tanks. That again, they're just basically making clan missions and stealing kills. Even the events, they didn't update the events. The events are still the same. Look, the tanks. You call these new tanks? T-54E1 gun on Bachat chassis, Tech 3 tank, and this counts for World of Tanks. Yeah, look, what was the last one? Last one was Lightbringer. That, I mean, it's interesting, but thanks, for example, the Forest Witch that became before doesn't have really any gimmick. It has, yeah, it has auto reloader and the track mechanic, but it doesn't offer anything. Even this one, it offers just fast shells. Fast shells. Really, really. This one doesn't even have an ability, and it's a Halloween tank. Other problems. Another big problem of Blizz now that I was thinking about, because I don't like making scripts and having to script everything. I just like to come here, make a video, tell what I think and what I see, so I'm like as honest as possible. Another problem that everybody probably noticed is the balancing changes. Balancing changes on World of Tanks is the opposite. They were so rare that they made the chieftain spam chieftain clan war for 3 years. Here they are so common, but not because they like to balance tanks, but because they balancing them for tournaments and not for random battles. They don't look the stats of the tanks. Wargaming just basically say this tank has to go in tournaments, they make it OP. They make it OP. This tank doesn't have, they don't make it OP. This tank must suck, it has to suck. This is what Wargaming is doing. Really, nothing more than balancing tanks for tournaments. Example, E50M. E50M didn't need buffs or nerf. E50M was extremely fine tank that didn't need to be buffed, to be nerfed. E50M just needed maybe if you wanted to buff it a little bit of armor, but that's it. No, they made super DPM, super fast, and with too much armor. And of course the reactive armor, and I'm going to talk about this later. The gimmicks that Blitz is doing. Gimmicks. What are these gimmicks? Gimmicks are basically, reactive armor, tungsten shells, and some stuff very, very similar. That they are implemented because Wargaming doesn't know how to balance tanks. So they actually decided instead of trying to balance tanks, they want to balance them for with these modules that are a very cheap way to say, okay, this tank doesn't have that much DPM, but it will have that much DPM in 10 seconds and then stop, and then that's it. Also reactive armor, balanced on tanks that are usually harder to play because okay, they are for pros. They are tanks that require skills, But no, they decide to put this reactive armor that just make your tank resist all the shots you want for eternity, for no, for like 10 seconds, and after the tank will keep being trash again. They are made. All of this is made for 5 clans that are the only clans that take tournaments seriously, because tournament on Blitz are dead. They are dead. They don't offer anything. They don't offer. They don't offer. They don't offer really nice rewards. I don't say money. I don't say money because somebody can say you want money in the game, no? I don't say money. I said interesting rewards. Maybe like a tank, an interesting tank though, not an OP one, plain OP one like Wargaming released on World of Tanks, the Chieftain. Chieftain is another hull down tank that was OP for years because it didn't have cupolas, you know. That's what I'm thinking about. And for and I want to compare. I want to come because I also play other tank games. The biggest one that I know, it's I don't say War Thunder because War Thunder is a bit different. It doesn't offer the same gameplay, and it's like saying Tank Squad. They are slightly different, and not everybody could enjoy War Thunder. What the hell is it doing? Okay, sorry for that. Yeah. Not everyone can enjoy War Thunder. Like somebody likes World of Tanks, for example. World of Tanks is more arcade and War Thunder is not. So I said games like Armored Warfare. It's the biggest one that I have in mind right now. But there will be another game that is Steel Aces that will be very similar to World of Tanks, but they promised they won't release they call it collector tanks. They don't call it premiums. Are going to be tanks that are basically going to be side grades, like Wargaming used to do before all this madness. And I mean, side grades are okay because it offers a slightly different gameplay, but it doesn't ruin the experience for everyone. So side grades are okay actually. But it's gonna be a very good game, Steel Aces. I saw a couple of streams because now it's unclosed. Couple of streams and Steel Aces is really promising. Like graphics are better, even the balancing seems better. I mean, balancing is beta test. I don't know about the performances, but because I didn't play Steel Aces, but I saw the streams. For Armored Warfare, I have an interesting comparison. That is, of course, price of the game. Armored Warfare, everybody knows it's a smaller game. It is not as big as World of Tanks, sadly, and it is not as famous. But I want to let you notice something. That on World of Tanks, we got Chieftain for 1,600 euros. 1,600 euros. Waffenträger on Blitz, if you got unlucky, you had it for like 500 euros. Something like that. Prices. And why I talk about this? Because these are the tanks that the community wants. Like Blitz is going to release Type 5 Heavy on crates again. And Type 5 Heavy, I'm pissed off more because Type 5 Heavy, they said it was implementable. It was too big of a tank and no map could hold Type 5 Heavy. Now though, since they are losing probably lots of players because they're making this bullshit reforged, they are going to implement type high heavy. It became implementable. It became implementable, like all of a sudden, like it you can implement it. And the tanks, of course, is going to be released on crates, like all the interesting tier 10s, like Carro 45 tons, like Lion, like XM, like D22 mediums. Tanks that Blitz players wants, they are going to be sold on crates, as always. Tiger Mouse was sold with like, I mean, Caro wasn't sold on crates, but was sold on such scammy bundles that I basically call them crates, because they are. You spend like 100, 200 euros for even more. Caro was like 300 to get a tank that after a while, when the tank won't be in their string, they're going to sell it for way cheaper. And for what? They're not implementing, they're not making progress in the game. The only updates that Blitz is doing, it's a reforged. They, as I said, 3 lines, just one got released. After that, all the tanks were all premium tanks. All fucking premium tanks. One after the other. All premium tanks. Let me see if we can get this guy. Yeah, probably yes. Let me see how much the video was long. Yeah, maybe let's do other 2-3 minutes. I will make you see a last gameplay, because I wanted to try to do something more interesting instead of like talking for hours. Yeah, probably the last thing that I want to mention is that is the arrogance of World of Tanks on people mentioning these problems. Again, I'm in the Blitz server for recruiting reasons, because I'm a clan recruiter. I'm actually a clan lead. I wanted to make a statement about the VK168. For who knows me, I love VK168. It's one of my favorite tanks. But VK168 has a huge problem. A huge problem that makes the tank way harder to play. What is this problem? The tank has under the tracks you have a line that is only 80 millimeters, making the tank extremely fragile against any shots. I told it to wargaming tank discussions, and as I told it, because the moderator said it's not bad, because all the tanks, all the super heavy tanks are not supposed to be that armored. They warned me, because I said that I have a 65% win rate on the tank, and I shouldn't complain. Literally that. I'm not lying, it's literally that. Because I have a high win rate on the tank, I don't have to complain about it. Another thing is another moderator now. We were talking about the bug that was on Blitz, that they released an event. Though the event was bugged, instead of giving 50,000 credits, gave 50,000 gold. Okay. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I work in new software development. Okay. I know how a software gets developed. And in software development, you basically have two free environments when you develop on. You don't develop on all in production. Like the updates are not they don't develop and they don't put the update straight in the production environment. There are steps that you have to follow. Like usually there are two free environments, depends on how big the company is, but usually at least two environments to avoid lots of these problems. To avoid lots of these problems. You have a development server where you put your code, and somebody is going to review it. On a tester is going to test it, and of course somebody, depends if you're the senior or not, is going to review your code, avoiding this kind of problems. And you also have to test the code before releasing it. I can understand a bug, but the problem there wasn't 50k credits instead of, and they made 50k gold. You want to tell me how it's possible that they made this mistake accidentally? They made it accidentally. I think they ruined like a day or two of grind for all people because of this error. They resetted all the accounts that had this problem. I mean, some people exploited it, okay. That is, of course, punishable. But even normal players got punished for a problem that wargaming made. So, and they statement, and they said, they muted me because they said this. They muted me because I said these errors are really rare because you have different environments when you develop stuff. They don't happen like that randomly. And they got muted, not warned, muted for this. Because they know better than the others. What the hell was that? I got literally muted for like a day or two, I remember, for this. So if you see, even a moderator, another one also mentioned, we were talking about because there was the chat ban on Blitz. On Blitz, you cannot talk to your allies because of the Russia-Ukraine stuff. They disabled the chat. Lots of people were pissed off, of course, because you can't communicate. I was talking to a moderator, and there was another guy that said, okay, maybe you could mute these chats in the random because the problem was the players were toxic. I made another video about it. No, I'm not going to talk it here. Players were toxic, so let's mute everyone. And this motherfucker, this moron, this piece of shit, because the player said, at least leave the chats for the fun rooms, for the normal room, the training rooms. These motherfuckers basically said that all players that play fun rooms are basically animal perverts. It didn't got muted for that. It didn't got muted for it. That thing was that video was basically a free ban for someone that wasn't a moderator. That shit was a free ban. He didn't got banned because he's a moderator. He's one of the right guys. He's right. Yeah. He didn't got muted. He didn't got muted for that. He just went away, went fine, and If if you say that, you're muted. If you say that, you're muted. Also, other arguments that Camps made on his video. Of course, he made more on World of Tanks, but I can certainly say that something weird, I can feel it. Something weird is going on with Blitz. There are too many weird people in there. Like, there are too many weird moderators. There are some weird YouTubers making content in this game that something weird probably is going on. I just said, I don't say it's true, but I just say that something weird is going in this game. And again, this game has all these problems for years, and where they power the money into? Reforged. Reforged update. That the game itself is terrible. It's full of bugs, and it's like a Fortnite version of this game. It's like a Fortnite version, like Project CV with the commanders, like Rainbow Six stuff that no one likes. But Wargaming, as arrogant as they are, they kept making this Reforged update. They will make it. They destroy tech trees. They they are going to destroy basically how the game works for for like years. They will make these weird classes that are going to substitute tech trees. Yeah, we implemented tech trees, but tech trees are not the main dynamic anymore. You don't grind the tanks. You grind it like rewards that will grind the tanks. So players pays thousands of euros for a fucking tank, pixel tank in the game that is going to be worthless because again, Wargaming made sure that your tank are going to be worthless because when you buy a tank, when you resell it, it's going to value one times less because when you sell it, you have to buy it for double price. Again, making the tank value less. And you can say, okay, it's fine for tech trees. No, it's fine for credit, but not for premiums because for premiums you buy gold and you paid gold to get the tank. But no, still they punish these the most because they want you to buy more of these. And another problem that the game has that I think Wargaming doesn't even look at it. It's our rerolls. The game has so many rerolls that are ruining charts, statistics on the game, and they are ruining normal players' experiences for some players to grind VR for tournament. And not only that, but these players usually sell these accounts. They don't keep them around because when you lose the preferential matchmaking, these accounts are way less worth it. Because of course you lose win rate, you lose stuff, and the account is worthless. So Wargaming itself is basically financing and promoting killing the new players, financing for these accounts to be sold, and ruining normal players' stats because these rerolls really farms new players, and the UC tanks like 4k average damage that you will never compete with them. All of this, all of this is really concerning. Wargaming is really hating on the community in the game, and as conclusion of this video, we really like to suggest to all of us to just pay for the game as little as possible. I know that some people like the game, some people still want to support it, but you can don't buy crates, don't buy things for FOMO, buy little stuff when there is discounts at least. Don't if you can completely avoid buying stuff, but I know it's going to be completely impossible. So just avoid as much as possible to pay wargaming. For example, don't buy these. Don't buy these. Absolutely don't buy them. Buy these instead. Buy tanks. Don't buy crates. Don't buy these for the love of God. Don't don't buy crates. Don't buy tanks from events. Wait them till they come cheaper. Let's let wargaming understand that we are not haters. We don't hate the game itself, but we hate how the game is going to be managed by these cowards that basically wants to milk the player base for short term. Because if they keep going like this, and I tell you this as clan leader, clan recruiter, I see way, way, way less people actually playing the game and enjoying the game itself. I saw lots of my clanmates quitting from the game. I, when recruiting, I see way less and way less player actually searching the clans. And even here, another bug. This event should last 2-3 weeks. It's again bugged, of course. So you see, there. I don't have any words. They have so many problems in the game, but what they decided is to finance them on failed project like Steel Hunters, Project CV, Reforged for Blitz, and for upper management to just steal money from the players. Really, really. It's like this. I hate to say this, but it's like this. So for my conclusion, guys, if you like the video, put a thumbs up. If you didn't, don't. If you have anything to talk about, just type me in the comments and tell me what you think also. And because I know this problem is for all wargaming, all OG wargaming games. It's this problem is on Warship, on World of Tanks, and on Blitz. Like you pay 10 times more. I see Armored Dwarf where you can get similar stuff for way cheaper with the Battle Path. Steel Aces when it comes out will be probably almost as free as possible if they keep what they think. So yeah, this game is becoming absolutely expensive for nothing. And after this, uh, I I say goodbye, guys, and have fun.